You are now listening to Mike's Opinion, Logic Unleashed.
That's right, you are now tuned in to the Mike's Opinion podcast. Thank you so much for listening. I really appreciate it, and watching on YouTube. How you doing? How are you doing? You know I always want to know, how are you doing? You doing good out there? It's springtime. Love springtime. Look, y'all long time day ones out there, y'all know how I be. And I'm just gonna keep it 100. I love the warmer weather for one reason. I don't like the bugs. I don't like the sweat. Anything over 72 degrees is like, I'm like, yo, no. And we get into the feet, because that's what this episode is about. But the ladies wear less. I like to see the female form in all of its splendor, all of its glory. And that's normal and natural. That don't make me nothing negative. Okay? I'm just saying, that's normal. So, but I hope you're doing all right. I hope you're enjoying the spring. I've been watching birds, dragonflies, and nature come to life, right? The trees that were barren and brown and gray and without any foliage are now rife with life. And it's fantastic. Excuse me. It's I love spring. I'm a May baby. So I was born in the spring. So I love the spring. But I hope you're doing all right out there, for real talk. I hope you're doing okay. I hope you're doing more than okay. Better than okay. I hope you're doing great. There's a lot of things going on in the world. And this is not an update episode, the world famous update episode. This episode is about feet, as I said. But I want to just say a moment of silence. I want us to give a moment of silence to those people that lost their life. 3 teachers and 3 9-year-olds, and another school shooting. Moment of silence. Yeah. May their souls rest in peace. Excuse me. So, we are here today to talk about feet. And you say, yo, Mike, why are you talking about feet? Well, I like feet. I like feet. More specifically, I love my wife's feet. She got pretty feet. Like, I be looking at them all the time. Love her feet. The color, the shape, the curvature. So, you could say that I have a foot fetish. I have a fetish for feet. And just in case you were wondering, and you're going to see me put my clothes on, put my glasses on and off, because I got my notes in small font today. In case you were wondering what a fetish is. A lot of people say it and they don't even really know what it means. But a fetish is a noun. And there are 2 definitions. I'm going to give you the most uncommon definition first. A fetish is an inanimate object worshipped for its supposed magical powers, or because it is considered to be inhabited by a spirit. Did you know that? Did you know that's one of the definitions of a fetish? Of the word fetish? But of course, that's not the definition I'm particularly referring to, even though I know my wife is a witch. She's a good witch, and her feet are magical, as is the rest of her wonderful body. Okay? But the definition we are referring to is a form of sexual desire in which gratification is strongly linked to a particular object or activity or a part of the body other than the regular sexual organs. For instance, Mike of the Mike's Opinion podcast has a bit of a foot fetish. And I never really saw any mid ground with this. Meaning people either love feet or they hate feet. There's no I could take it or leave it. I've never met anybody like that. I've never heard anybody talk about feet like that. Either people are down with the feet, the feet. Or they're like, ew, feet. Ugh. They're repulsed, I know y'all hear me talk about my wife a lot, and that's because, I love her, I'm in love with her, and she's my wife. Okay, she's trying to be camera shy. She ain't been on the video episodes yet. She says she coming. I'm like, yeah, whatever. But she's been on several of the audio only episodes. And my wife is half black, half Asian. And her hands, she got the prettiest hands. I remember we were trying to arrange somewhere, and the girl behind the counter was like, you have really pretty hands. This is a girl who deals with jewelry and rings all day, every day, right? And she complimented my wife's hands. They're beautiful. She got beautiful hands, beautiful feet, beautiful everything. But I'm reminded, when I was thinking about doing this episode, I was reminded of a scene in the movie Boomerang with Eddie Murphy, Halle Berry, Robin Givens, and, a whole bunch of other people, David Allen Greer. Martin was in it. But, I remember, he would he was Mac Daddy. Eddie Murphy was the main character. He was, macking all the honeys, and he had honey in his bed. He looked at the feet. He was like, one was like, she had jacked up feet. And then the one, he was like hoping he wait till they go to sleep. He slide the covers up. He was like, yeah, she got the feet. So I'm like, I'm the same way, I definitely appreciate a wonderful foot on a woman. You know what I'm saying? I'm not here to judge. I'm hetero and I'm straight as they come. So, but for those of y'all appreciate men's feet, then do you. Be who you are. Okay? I'm me. You be you. And I respect that. Okay? So, I'm not the only one who love me some feet. I appreciate every part of my woman. And I tell my wife, you got all those curves, you are built to attract. You are designed. Now, I don't know what you believe in. Intelligent design, God, Yahweh, Buddha, Jesus, whoever you subscribe to for your faith. Or if you don't believe nothing at all, atheist or agnostic, whatever you are. Naturist. I believe, it is of my belief that women are built to attract. And when you look down, first, of course, it's the hands, but when you look down and you go, ooh, wee, it's a good thing. It's a good thing. I'm looking, while I record, sometimes I watch myself and, I had flipped over from my notes. I'm always kind of paranoid, making sure the joint's recording, right? And, I slunch. I'm slunchy. I should be sitting up straight like this, but this chair I'm rocking is just really not conducive to that, so I'm just like, ugh. But I make sure to move and be ergonomically correct in mobile fashion. You know what I'm saying? Keep moving. Don't sit in that same slouchy position. I just had a snack. I usually have a snack before I record, so you'll be hearing me burping sometime. And I know I shouldn't have this snack this late. I always record late at night before, the night before. And why I do it? There's kale chips. My wife, we do healthy snacks. There's a bag of kale chips, we take the fresh organic kale, put it in the dehydrator, then she season it. I could have had that. And you say, yo, Mike, what this got to do with feet? Nothing. But I'm trying to tell you why I was burping, all right? So, y'all know I digress. This is what I do sometimes. All the time. So, but instead of the kale chips, I rocked with the breaded cheese sticks. They quick to make. And then I melted the butter, within the roasted garlic powder, a little salt. And I know, they say a serving is 3. I know I had like 3 to maybe 4 servings. Not good this late at night. I'm too old for that. But I'm grown. Y'all eat what I want. It was time for me to take a dirt nap. I'm going to go happy. All right. Moderation. My wife taught me that because I was an extremist. It was either all or nothing. I know I shouldn't have ate them cheese sticks. Anyway, my body's later going to be like, yo, why you eat them cheese sticks, yo? We're going to retaliate. The body's going to retaliate. Be like, yo, you too old to be eating cheese sticks at 1 o'clock in the morning. But I ate them and it was delicious. Moving on. So feet. So before I dive into more about the foot fetish situation, which is really not that much to say, how much you know about feet? And listen, for all my feeties out there, my foot people, I call you feeties. For my feeties, holla at me. Let me know what you appreciate about a good foot. What, for those interested or have fetishized feet, what you find appealing about? What is it for you? Let me know. Hit me up, mikesopinionshow@gmail.com or any of the socials. Hit me up. Let me know how you feel about feet, because I know I ain't the only one. If you one of me, not one of we, one of us, if you a feetee, I'm a feetee, wouldn't you want to be a feetee too? If you a feetee, holla at me. Let me know. Alright? Let me know. By the way, also support the show. Like, share, comment, follow, subscribe. Subscribe. Do it, especially if you're on YouTube. Like right now. Click. Thank you. I appreciate you. Need your support. Spread the word. Thank you. And if you got a few dollars, yo, all the links is in the show notes. You don't have to remember none of this. It's in the YouTube description. It's in the show notes on any of the DSPs. Anywhere you may be listening, or watching. GoFundMe is out there. And while I'm on that, thank you to the most recent GoFundMe contributor that got it kicked off. I truly appreciate you. I didn't get authorization to use your name, so I'm not going to say your name. But thank you very much for your contribution. And to all of you, first time and long time listeners, anyone that has supported the show in any way, I truly appreciate you. Please continue to do so. And if you haven't already, please do so. It'd be greatly appreciated. I need your support, period. End story. But reach out if you a feetee. But yo, let me just break down a couple quick things about feet. Alright. So, feet, crazy interesting. Right? And hold on. I just saw my notes. Hold up. Time out. Everybody got their preferences. Everybody has their personal preferences. You understand what I'm saying? I prefer an all-natural woman. It's just me. And people are like, yo, you ain't rocking with the BBL and the silicone boobies and the lip injections and the eye this and the... No. My wife grows her own long hair, long natural fingernails, and everybody's not able, and I respect that. Do you? My mom's used to be a wig chick, and she had long hair. But I guess she just ain't feel like doing it. I understand hair is maintenance. Nails and all that is maintenance. I know that. You know? And it requires work, effort, and time. I get it. You're like, yo, you bald-headed. Yup. So, the fake toenails, yo. Long fake toenails. Like long fingernails. And even if you're acrylic or what they always say, overlays, press on, whatever. I'm just not with the long toenails, yo. Long toenails are whack to me. It's not hot. I know a lot of the girls doing the white toenails. Yo, it's cool. I like that, you know. But long toenails, especially long fake toenails, dead. I'm just talking about my preference, okay? To each his own, his or her own, okay? His or their own. To you, whatever it is, to you. If you love it, I'm glad you do. I don't. That's the first thing I had in my notes. I remember that. I was like, no. Also, hold on. So, the dating sites, even in the movies, sometimes, if you gonna have a picture of the bottom of your feet, like a common pose, like a lot of dating site stuff, you see girls laying on their belly, on the bed, right? And they'll have their legs bent so you can see the bottom of their feet. Wash your feet. Okay? Cause ain't nothing worse than a honey trying to be sexy, a young lady trying to be sexy, and she got the pose and everything else is right, and the bottom of your feet look like you've been hiking in the Appalachians with no shoes on. That is a peeve. I don't know. I don't care how, you know, and I'm not out there dating or nothing. So, but I'm just saying, if I saw you had all the words was right and your face and everything was right, and I looked at you was rocking that pose and saw them dirty ass bottoms of your feet, I ain't gonna be able to do it. I'm not gonna be able to click next, swipe, or whatever they do these days. No. If you're going to take pictures of your feet, particularly the bottom, wash them joints. You know? Get a paper towel at least with some water, wipe them off, do something. I know feet. I'm getting to the feet pick because we getting there. But I just want to tell you some things about the foot. Okay? There's three main pieces of the foot, main parts of the foot. There's the forefoot, the midfoot, and the hind foot. The forefoot contains the 5 toes, which are known as flanges, and the 5 longer bones, which are called the metatarsals. Did you know that? That's the part of the forefoot. That's like the front of the foot. Then the midfoot is a pyramid-like collection of bones that form the arches of the feet. And these include 3 cuneiform bones, the cuboid bone, and the navicular bone. Then there's the hind foot, and that forms the heel and the ankle. The talus bone supports the leg bones, the tibia and the fibula, forming the ankle. The calcaneus heel bone is the largest bone in the foot. So, y'all know how I do. Whenever I do an episode about a specific thing or a specific subject, I dig in. I try to, maybe you learn something, The goal, the whole objective, which there are several, but one of the main goals is to spread love and happiness and information. You know what I'm saying? Logic is unleashed. Feel this. Don't leave it empty. Your brain housing group, as my brother said. You know what I'm saying? Fill it up with knowledge. So now you learn some things about the foot. But there's more. There's more. So, most people have 5 toes. I will get to some deformities in a second. But the toes are from medial to lateral. The first toe, also known as the hallux or the big toe. It could be called the great toe. Some people call it the thumb toe. Then there's the second toe, the index toe, the pointer toe, or the long toe. And look, I met some people that ain't really rocking. Like with people that the second toe is bigger than the big toe. Now, for some people, some young ladies, that second toe like curls up a little bit, so it's even with the big toe. That's mad sexy to me, yo. It's one of the things I appreciate about the toe. But I'm gonna get there. So the third toe is just the middle toe. It ain't got no funny, like cool names or nothing, right? Then there's the fourth toe, or it's called the four-toe. Some people call it the ring toe. Like your fourth finger is like the ring finger, right? And then there's the fifth toe. The small toe. Some people call it the little toe. Some people call it the baby toe. Some people call it the pinky toe. What'd you call it? Huh? So, that's what's happening with the toes. Now, I'm thinking of this song called, I can't remember the name of it, but this Nas song. And speaking of Nas, if you didn't listen to the last episode or watch the last episode, top 5 rappers of all time, I've got a lot of feedback from that episode. You should definitely check it out. Who's your top 5? Check out the episode. I give you my top 5 rappers of all time. And I guarantee you the people you think about ain't on it. But you got Hammer Toe. And, in that song, Nas was like, Hammer Toe, damn if I'm I, and I'm basically the same way, yo. It could be hammer time all day. It's all good. As long as it looks sexy. Hammer toe, trigger toe, claw toe. You got your bunions. You got your flat-feeted people. And flat-foot people can't go into the military. And they say that's because, they're not suited to marching. There's a lot of marching involved when you're in the military, and that can lead to some spinal damage. So, shout out to my flat-footed people that were rejected from the United States military. I've done my time in the military, and apparently I'm not flat-footed. I got an arch to my joint. So, the arch is pretty important too. You got your neutral arch, your low arch, and your high arch. Like, it's more like, anything curvature is, to me, is sexy on a young lady, on a female. And, but I've seen some arches that is like, yo, they foot look like this. The arch is so high. It's like, yo, why is your arch like that? And they were just born like that, and they seem to function fine. So, but arch height determines how your feet move, which is kind of obvious, right? But if you ever want to find out what type of foot you have, and I'm going to break down some types of feet here in a minute, there are a couple ways to do it. You can imprint your foot on a soft surface like sand or something like that. And medically, doctors use this thing called a Harris mat to identify your foot type. You know what I'm saying? But there are basically 10 types of feet. You go, yo, Mike, for real? For real. Real quick though. Greek feet. You ever heard of Greek feet? And basically Greek feet are also called flame feet or fire feet. And Greek feet are people that have the second toe is bigger than the big toe. Greek feet. So all those people you see the toe is like mad long. It's like the chief toe. It's like rising up. Like the second toe had a revolution and said, we standing out. We're going to be the highest, the longest on this foot. That's what that is. That's Greek feet. Egyptian feet, the toes are at a 45-degree angle. You ever heard of Egyptian feet? That's number 2 on the top 10 feet type list. Yeah, they say about 70% of people have Egyptian feet. You got Egyptian feet? Number 3, peasant feet. You go, yo, Mike, you bugging. I'm not bugging. Yo, look it up. I'm going to tell you what peasant feet is, or are peasant feet are. You tell me if you know anybody with peasant feet. Peasant feet, otherwise known as square feet, are where all the toes are the exact same length. There's no hierarchy. They're all the same. You ever seen people with feet like that? All the toes, like the pinky toe and the big toe, exact same length. And it looks like a square. I think that's different from club feet. Number 5 is Roman feet. The first 3 toes are the same length. And then the fourth toe and the pinky toe are mad shorter. You ever seen that? It's called Roman feet. Number 6, stretched feet. The big toe is way far from the rest of the toes. You ever seen somebody with stretched feet? Like it's a large gap between the big toe and the other 4 toes? It's out there. I didn't see all these feet. Did I mention it? Like I said, I was in the military. I've seen all the feet. I've seen feet with 6 toes. I've seen hands with 6 fingers. I have seen a lot. Wide set feet, where there's a considerable amount of space between each toe. You see, they got wide set feet. German feet are square feet, but toes are mad long. Then you got Celtic feet, number 9. It's a mixture of Greek feet and other types of feet mentioned. And then last, Aboriginal feet, where the second and third toes are bigger than the big toe. Yeah. So, those are 10 different types of feet. Which one are you? Which one are you? You say, well, which one are you, Mike? I'm just regular feet. You know, there's a hierarchy. My big toe is the big toe. My pinky toe is the pinky toe. There's a bit of a slant there, and ain't nothing special. I don't have no bunions or hammer toes, nothing like that. I just got regular feet. I got Mike feet. So, that's what that is. So, now let's talk about sexy feet. Okay. So for me, first of all, like a thin foot. Not a thick foot. Like it's thin. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's thin. The big toe curves in a little bit. That second toe has a little curvature to it. Oh, man. A good looking sexy foot, yo. Just by itself. Raw. Naked. Exquisite. And then you throw that joint in a heel. Stiletto or something. To my ladies that wear heels, find them that fit. Cause sometimes your toes is hanging off the front edge and it look like they're trying to escape. Don't do that. And you say, "Yo, Mike, well, you don't have to wear heels." Nope, I don't. I'm not a cross dresser. Not that there's anything wrong with people that do. But I ain't never had on a pair of women's shoes in my life. Ever. But the ones that's sliding down and the heel is halfway, they don't fit. Your toes are scraping the ground. Don't do it. You know, sometimes it can look good in the stocking, depending on the stocking, the fishnet stockings. You know what I'm saying? But feet, And shout out to my people with no legs and no feet. There's a girl, I can't remember her name right now. I follow her on IG. Very entertaining. She's got a book called The Light Seeker, I think. I don't know if you know her name. You can put it in the comments on YouTube or whatever, but she's very entertaining and seemingly happy, and I like that. But I don't take nothing for granted. My legs, my feet, because there are people living out there living without limbs. And shout out to you and your perseverance, and your strength. And I mean that wholeheartedly. And that's to anyone that suffers from any disability. I don't even want to say suffers. I want to say that lives a normal, productive life. So, shout out to y'all. But where would we be without feet? Ba-dum-pow. I'm here all night. Like we couldn't walk, we couldn't go nowhere. Where would we be without feet? Anyway, they're highly ignored and taken advantage of and not thought of much until you step on a Lego, or you get a splinter, or you walk into the bathroom at night and you stub your toe on the bed or the dresser or something. Oh, whoo! Hey, listen. If you've ever walked on coals barefoot, I want to hear from you. Because I don't really understand that. Like, I've seen people do it, walking on a bed of nails, walking on hot coals. Why would you do that to your feet? But then again, people jump out of planes, perfectly good airplanes that could land safely. So, takes all kinds on this planet. Hey, I didn't mean to hold this. I forgot I had it the whole time. But, get your merch. Mike's Opinion Podcast t-shirt. Why is this camera not seeing it? Camera. Oh, there we go. Mike's Opinion Podcast, Logic Unleashed, with all the faces, all the emojis. Get you on. Links in the show notes. I'd appreciate your support. I don't make a whole bunch of money off those t-shirts at all. A few dollars, but you repping the show, taking the pictures, sending it to me in the Mike's Opinion. You can get mugs, hats, pens. You can get all at the same place. That link in my show notes. So please do that. Support the show. But feet to me are more than just a utility, more than just a shunned part of our body. To me, feet are amazing. Have you ever put some toes in your mouth? Look, you don't have to share that with me. It might be, TMI. I'm just going to say, I can't say I have it. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want to go too much into what you do behind closed doors. Actually, some people are in public, but I'm not going there. But I love a good foot. I hope your feet are healthy and happy, and you're wearing a shoe with good arch support, assuming you have your arches, and that your feet are happy. And if you happen to be a young lady with beautiful feet and you'd like to show them to me, feel free. My wife is not going to get mad. She's cool with that. Listen to the episode called We Just Had Sex, and you'll understand why. One of the most popular episodes on the Mike's Opinion Podcast, We Just Had Sex, with my wife and I. And you'll understand. So send me them sexy feet. Yo. Don't send me no jacked up feet. I don't see that. I don't want to see that. I don't see it. Pretty feet only. Okay? Maybe I'll do a follow-up show and I'll, show you pictures once I find out. I'm still working this video thing. I had to include, inject pictures. I imagine it's like an editing situation. But anyway, I have no editors. I'm a one-man band. I do it all. But I hope you're okay. I really do. I hope you're okay out there. I hope you're doing better than okay. I hope you have a great summer. The heat is about to be for real. I'm going to be inside. It's too hot down here in Texas where I'm at right now. You know what I'm saying? Where I currently reside. So, thank you to everyone who listens. Please, once again, support the show. Get you some merch. Like, share, subscribe, comment, follow. Do all of that stuff. Hit up the GoFundMe, Venmo, PayPal, Cash App, all of that. It'll be greatly appreciated. And for those who have, again, thank you so very much. I truly appreciate you. And I want to keep this ad-free for as long as possible so I don't have to read ads. You don't have to see ads. On YouTube, I think you do, but that's what that is. But once again, I hope you're doing all right. Thanks again for listening. I'm Mike, and this is the Mike's Opinion Podcast.
Thank you so much for listening to Mike's Opinion. Logic Unleashed.